Have you noticed that in life some people lift you higher, while others quietly pull you down? The hard truth. The greatest danger in life isn't hardship, failure, or even fate itself. It's surrounding yourself with the wrong people. Picture this. You're climbing a mountain toward your highest potential, but strapped to your back are weights, complainers, gossips, cynics, the envious, and the reckless. The climb doesn't feel heavy because of the mountain. It feels heavy because of the company you keep. The Stoics knew this truth well. They warned, 5 kinds of people can poison your peace, steal your courage, and kill your joy, unless you learn to recognize them and step aside. So let's meet these 5 companions of ruin and learn how to protect ourselves. Not with hate, but with wisdom. The complainer, the thief of gratitude. We've all met them, and let's be honest, sometimes we've been them. They complain about the weather, their boss, their life, yet never act to change it. Being with a complainer is like walking through a rose garden, while your companion points out only the weeds. Soon you stop seeing roses, you only see thorns. Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." The complainer lives in that prison. Stay too close, and you'll live there too. Punchline. If you let them, they'll turn your blessings into burdens, even when nothing has changed but your perspective. And here's something relatable. We've all had that one friend in a group who always drags the mood down. Everyone's laughing, but they complain about the food, the noise, the traffic, and suddenly the room feels heavy. The Stoic shield, gratitude. Each morning, list 3 blessings: a roof, a breath, the rising sun. Gratitude is the antidote to complaint. The gossiper, the enemy of peace. You know the type. They whisper poison disguised as truth. They thrive on the downfall of others. Epictetus warned, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish by others." But the gossiper seeks the opposite, to look clever by tearing others down. Here's the danger. If they gossip to you, they'll gossip about you. Gossip doesn't just kill reputations, it poisons trust. I once had a coworker who always had inside knowledge. At first it was entertaining, but after a while, I realized every time I left those talks, I felt heavier, more suspicious, even of my closest friends. Punchline, every time you feed on gossip, you're drinking poison poured into your own cup. And think about this. Have you noticed that the people who gossip the most usually have the least going on in their own lives? The Stoic way? Choose higher conversations about ideas, virtues, encouragement. Be the voice that builds, not the whisper that destroys. The cynic, the killer of dreams. The cynic says, "That'll never work. People never change. Why try?" It sounds like wisdom, but it's fear dressed as logic. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." The cynic talks. The Stoic acts. Cynicism steals your courage before you take the first step. It convinces you stumbling is failure. But the truth? A path walked with hope, even with stumbles, is richer than a path abandoned in doubt. I felt this myself. Once I shared a dream and someone laughed, that's unrealistic. For a while, I believed them. Later I realized it wasn't my dream that was broken. It was their courage. Punchline. Cynics don't predict the future. They only project their own fear onto yours. And here's the twist. Spend too much time with cynics, and soon their doubt becomes your inner voice. The envious, the thief of joy. Envy isn't just a feeling, it's a fire that burns from within. When you succeed, they cannot celebrate. When you fail, they secretly smile. Seneca warned, "Envy blinds us to our blessings. An envious heart is never free. It's chained to the progress of others." Think of joy as a fountain. With grateful people, it multiplies. With envious ones, it turns bitter. Punchline: envy doesn't just hate your success, it blinds them to their own. And here's something universal. Remember that time you shared good news with someone, and their smile didn't reach their eyes? That's envy. The Stoic way? Rejoice in the success of others. Let their victories remind you of what's possible. Remember, the sun and the moon don't compete, and yet the world is brighter because of both. So ask yourself, when others win, do you feel inspired or diminished? And then there are the reckless, the companions of ruin. Finally, the reckless, the ones who mistake chaos for freedom, who drag others into their storm. Picture a ship at sea. The reckless sailor laughs at the compass, mocks the captain, and throws supplies overboard. If you sail with him, don't be surprised when the ship sinks. Epictetus warned, "Chasing approval and indulgence compromises our integrity." Reckless people live for thrills. What starts as excitement almost always ends in ruin. I once had a friend like this. Wild, unpredictable. At first it was fun, but soon every plan collapsed, every project fell apart. Being with them felt like standing on the deck of a sinking ship. One day, I chose not to go down with it. Punchline: the reckless call it freedom, but it's not freedom. It's a slow-motion shipwreck. And here's the truth: stay too long in their storm, and their chaos becomes your weather. The Stoic alternative? Moderation, temperance, discipline. Walk with those who live by principle, not impulse. Because walking with the reckless is borrowing their fate, and that's a debt too heavy to pay. Now listen, this is the turning point. Now listen, because this is where it all comes together. Complainers will drain your gratitude. Gossips will poison your peace. Cynics will kill your dreams. The envious will steal your joy. And the reckless? They will drag you down with them. One by one, they chip away at your soul. One by one, they weigh you down. And if you're not careful, you won't even notice until the day you wake up and realize you've become one of them. That's the true danger. Not meeting them, not fighting them, but becoming them. Because the complainer doesn't know they complain. The gossiper doesn't know they're toxic. The cynic thinks they're wise. The envious think they're victims. The reckless think they're free. And the longer you carry their weight, the more you become their reflection, until the mountain you were meant to climb becomes the prison you built for yourself. And in the end, here lies the true danger. The Stoics never told us to hate these people or to judge them with arrogance. Instead, they told us to see clearly, to choose wisely. Surround yourself with the grateful, the honest, the hopeful, the joyful, and the disciplined. Let their virtues water your soul. And when you must face the complainer, the gossiper, the cynic, the envious, or the reckless, don't meet them with anger. Meet them with wisdom. Step aside. Because life is already a mountain. The climb is already hard enough. Don't let the wrong people strap themselves to your back. If this message shook something inside you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it right now with someone who needs to hear it. Because you might be the reason they finally drop that weight. And if you want more timeless Stoic wisdom to help you live stronger every week, subscribe, hit the bell, and join this community. We're climbing together. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 5 is the heaviest weight in your life right now? I'll read every single one, and I'll pin the most powerful story so your words can inspire thousands of others. Because remember, the climb is already hard enough. You don't need to carry dead weight to the summit.